Yeah.
Hey yo, man, it's your time. Man, fuck poverty. Get this money, man. The fuck you gotta do, you know what I'm saying?
I can tell you mad.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Film Leroy the Judgmental Podcast,
What's up, everybody? It's your boy Phil in the house.
and I'm Leroy. So, what's going on, Phil?
Chilling, not much. What's been up with you?
Everything same old, same old. I like we talking to the audience like I didn't see you yesterday.
Yeah, for a hot second. I forgot I wanted to show you the basement, the bathroom and stuff that got fixed up.
Oh, I forgot all about it. I forgot. So, other than that, everything's cool.
And that little custard thing, that thing was slamming too.
I got the chocolate vegan custard.
Mm.
How did you use yours? Did you just eat it out the
Yeah. Well, when I came in, I gave it to Shay, and she was like, "I need a spoon," and then she started tearing it up, and then she was like something about her sharing with me. I'm like, sharing? I'm the one sharing with you.
Okay.
But she was murdering that joint, and then I finished it off. It's not really enough for a share. That's like a personal thing.
Yeah, I just took like a spoonful and like used some strawberries and ate it that way.
Oh, I would no. Is that how you supposed to eat it?
You can eat it the way you did, it's fine. But you put custard on fruit, bananas,
Oh,
strawberries, blueberries, that type of stuff.
yeah. Shay makes a custard like that where I forget what it's called, but then she like burns the top of it with like the little torch like they do at the restaurant.
Yeah.
And there's a custard, and that joint be slamming too. So she usually put like fruit and stuff in her stuff joint like that too.
hmm Well, viral video of the week. Everybody, you already know where we going. Michael B. Jordan was on the red carpet for his movie Creed 3. I wanted to see that this weekend too. When L'Oreal, a former classmate and radio show host, approached to interview him, here's the clip.
Show we got Michael B. Jordan, the director and the star of Creed 3. And we know each other. We go way back all the way to Chad Science in Newark, okay?
The corny kid, right?
No, I did not say that. Misquoted for sure. No, you did not hear me say. I said we used to make fun of the name, but
Oh boy, Michael Jordan. His name is Michael Jordan. Oh, that's just so hilarious. I just can't stop laughing. How about you going to school and your name is damn Leroy, and you don't have a damn pair of overalls, nothing like that. Michael Jordan.
She's full of crap, and you know she was dogging him like wrong to everybody else.
Oh yeah.
yeah, he is obviously killing things out here. How is the difference between you actually directing and working with the same people that you were directed with versus?
It was awesome. It's a family vibe. Last nine years of my life, I spent on the Creed films. They're very supportive. Tessa, Felicia, Rashad, Wood Harris, people that see me grow up. And for the fact that I stepped behind the camera and finally got a chance to direct them, they loved it, they embraced it, and it was a wonderful experience.
And was it difficult for you mentally because you're coming out of a different space?
I didn't know he was doing the athletic gear. I mean, I was staying in it. This is about y'all. This ain't about me.
Isn't this the sexiest man show off right here? Who's the sexiest man? Because now let's.
Why would she ask two
Why
men
would you
that?
ask two men? Right, two men. Who's the sexiest man? See, the problem is with this is her shitty interviewing skills. I mean, what the hell? Who cares?
Mhm.
Now, she started off talking about the movie and all that stuff. That was cool, but then she jumped up in this. Why, when Jonathan Major showed up, she just couldn't ask them about the movie? Oh, how'd you like your role or something like that? Not who's the damn sexiest man. Who cares?
The sexiest man, because I thought you said you're on the way up. He might be the one right
And here, look, she can't even talk on a damn microphone.
now.
This is the one. This is the one right here. Yeah. Let's see
So
this.
is it a tie?
Ain't no tie. We don't compete. Yeah, we don't compete.
Two number
Yeah,
one.
like why are they talking about this?
Right.
Batman and Batman, or should I? Oh no, can't say that.
Superman and Superman.
Superman and Superman. Sorry.
Good luck with that.
Like, bro.
Okay, so you also are going to do a new film with Will Smith very soon coming up. Is the rumor out there?
Not sure. We're still working on the script. You know, that's something that I plan on doing in the future. Not sure when. You know, with these movies, I'm just trying to get through this project.
Right,
When I get finished with this one, then I'll figure out what's going on next.
And how is it filming in Atlanta?
It was amazing. I've done 4 or 5 films down here, shot a couple television shows, so Atlanta's a second home to me, and I love coming down here to shoot.
Favorite restaurant here?
Oh, man.
I'm like, who gives a shit? All right, L'Oreal, have a good day, and walked away. Who is your favorite restaurant? Who cares?
Whatever hotel I'm in, their restaurant.
Well, you're not corny anymore.
So in other words, she just called him corny. She said she didn't call him corny.
Right, and then
but
she
now
confirmed
said,
it right there.
right, so she kind of low-key played him, and he stepped off.
Right, and if she was fucking with him in school like that, picking on him and stuff, she should have never said, like, we go way back. No, we don't. Just because we was in the school together, we don't go way back.
Right. So here's our boy, our fellow podcaster, Joe Budden, said Michael B. Jordan was wrong for going against this sister like this. Here's the clip.
And on this Kate.
Let me tell
Dog, you doing that to a girl is some corny nigga shit.
I can see that.
You being
That is
Michael
true.
B. Jordan today.
See, this is what my problem with this one is. See, if I was Michael B. Jordan, I wouldn't have did that to corny kid. I would have just let her just interview me, just step off, because when you give people
No. When she said we go way back and all this, she was confirming that she knew you like your homies like that. So he wanted to let you know what really went down. I would have done the same thing.
Right, I see your point, but the thing is, you giving her a chance to do a rebuttal. You giving her a chance to rebuttal. You giving her a voice. See, the number one thing, Brew, is Ja Rule. Well, Ja Rule is the number one for giving people a voice. Ja Rule was the hottest thing smoking, all on radio. Holla, holla, everybody gets dollar, dollar. All them songs that he had on the radio. When 50 Cent came out dissing him, 50 Cent was like an unknown mixtape rapper was dissing him. What did he do? He kept talking about him and gave him a chance to speak. People like that, you don't give no chances to speak. You just let them go. Let them do their thing. She said, yeah, we go back. Yeah, the movie, blankety blank, and just stepped off. Now you giving all this shit. You having all these people and you giving her a voice.
But when she said we go way back and mentioned the school, then she threw the mic in your face. She wants you to comment on that situation. So that's why he said the corny kid in the back of the class, right?
Yeah, I see your point. I ain't arguing against you, but he could have been like, yeah, you know, shout out to Newark or Bricktown or whatever, Brick City.
He could have done
He'd
that.
have said it. Yeah, so it said, yeah, give a shout out to everybody in Brick City. What's it, Chad Science? Oh yeah, how's Chad Science? All the kids in Chad Science. Hey, you know, that's all he had to do. He didn't have to say the corny kid because you giving her a chance to speak.
Yeah, but
And if he just did the interview, he could have just stepped off and walked away. She wouldn't have had anything to say. Like I say, Ja Rule.
But the thing is, he still gave her the interview. He still didn't dog her, call her out her name or anything. He brought that up, and then he kept it moving. Like he didn't stay on that topic.
Right, true. But he still said the corny kid. So now you giving her a rebuttal. No, I ain't call you that. I just said your name and all that stuff. Well, you're not corny anymore.
Do you have the interview with her and the girl talking about it?
Yeah, I get to that. But let's go on.
I didn't hear it. That's why I was asking.
Yeah, I got it. Let's finish with the Joe Budden.
Allegedly sexiest man alive in all of these blockbuster movies.
I agree.
During your highlight week, you've probably never been more visible than you are right this second, and that's what you do to her. And if I bring back them white girl rumors, then it's gonna sound even crazier.
What's the white girl rumors?
I don't know. Like they said, they never seen Joe Budden with a black girl before either. So what's the difference?
And here Melissa Ford is here. Now here's a question for you. Melissa Ford at the height of her game, what's this, like the late 90s, early 2000s? When she was on everything. How many guys approached her to go out on a date and all that stuff that she didn't give a time of day because she felt that they were quote unquote corny? And she's in this she should have stopped them right then and there. Yeah. Like you call plenty of guys corny. Trust me.
Sound crazier, because why you talking to our sisters like that on the red carpet? We ain't even talking to white
like
bitches.
What?
But I mean, that's what I'm talking about.
What do you
what
mean
did he
talking
say?
to her like what? All you said was you called me the corny dude, and that's it.
Exactly. What did he say? He didn't
Joe
say
Budden's a
anything to her.
clown. That's what it is.
Like that. But I'm not gonna make it racy. They say I make everything racy. That was corny of him to speak to that girl like that.
I'm not disagreeing. I would have made
Michael B. Jordan. That's why.
The superheroes, the two men trying to well, they got a podcast. You know, they have to yeah, exactly. Because with guys that's Joe Budden age going to sit and just sit up there and listen to the Joe Budden podcast. See, when it comes like podcasts and stuff, I'll like look at it if it's someone that I feel as though that I'm interested in. Mm-hmm. I'm not just going to just listen to a podcast just because it's Joe Budden's or just because it's Drink Champs. If Drink Champs have somebody on there I like, I'll listen to it. Matt Hoffa have somebody on there I like. He had Cannabis on there last week. I'll listen to that because I like Cannabis back then. So stuff like that. I'm not gonna say, oh no, a new Matt Hoffa, I got to check that out. So he has to kind of sort of go with the females. And I'm 100% sure know that Joe Budden don't believe this bullshit he's speaking out his mouth.
Niggas call you corny.
Off air. I would have made a joke off air like, word.
Hey, Creed. Hey, what's this nigga's name?
I wouldn't have did that in front of
Hey, Creed. In case you were confused, that corny ass shit you did is why niggas think you corny.
Yeah.
Do niggas think Michael B. Jordan is corny?
No. Most people think he's dope. Well, guys, I mean, like, you know, girls might feel some type of way.
In case you were off a little bit as to why you niggas keep thinking that money hides corny.
Joe Budden's the corniest dude in the world.
It's like Melissa Ford, like, There's been plenty of dudes try to talk to her at the height of her game. At the height of her game, try to talk to her. She didn't give them any time of day because she felt that they were corny. I know that for sure.
I didn't even know it was her. She looked different right there.
Yeah, why, look good or bad or?
She just looked different.
Age?
Different, and I don't know. She looked different. She looked older. She got a lot more makeup on. Her hair looked different. She looked different.
She on a downturn in her life, or that what you trying to say?
I ain't trying to say nothing. It sounds like that's what you're trying to say.
I ain't trying to say nothing. I think she cool, but she did the same thing. She called dudes corny. Oh, I ain't messing with him. He corny. Please, in the height of her game, all the guys that tried to talk to her didn't give him time of day because she felt that he was corny. Well, like I said about rebuttals, here's our girl L'Oreal on TMZ saying that she did not call Michael B. Jordan corny. Here's the video.
Just the bully narrative is crazy. And the things that people are saying to me, like they hope I get raped and killed. And
who said that they wish you get raped and killed, man?
Nobody. If they said that, she should have posted it.
Popped in my head. So it's one last be in the world. Like, I just think, like, if you were upset because you thought I called him corny and those are the things that you're rebuttaling with, it's like the crime and the punishment.
See, this is what I talk about, giving people a voice. You don't give people like this a voice. Well, I ain't saying you wrong or what you was saying, but I'm just saying, like, people like this, you don't get them a voice to speak. Now she's going on all these platforms and all that stuff talking about this shit.
If that's what you thought I said, it doesn't even match up. Like, how is that okay? The narrative is definitely still pushed. I feel like I admitted exactly what I said. And then even those words got turned around. When I told the story, it was super lighthearted. It wasn't even in the sense of me breaking down the entire school experience. FYI, we went to school together for 1 year. So the narrative that I bullied him all throughout high school, this was 7th grade. We were like 12 years old and everybody made fun of each other. And then like I would get joked on.
12 years old in the 7th grade? You're 12, 13, right?
The hell if I know.
Yeah, 12, 13, either way.
Because of my complexion. And, you know,
I went to old. Won't you be like, what, 5, 6 in the first grade?
You 10 years old in the 5th grade, right?
Let's say 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9.
9 or 10? Either way, it depends on birthday, you know.
9 or 10.
Yeah.
10 on the late end, and then you 12. 12, okay. So what she said, she was 13 or 12?
12.
All right.
Dominant black school, so it's like white girl. Oh yeah.
Oh boy, so kids called you white because
believe
you're
that.
high yellow. Say it again.
I believe that.
Yeah, but whoopie do. That's what all kids do.
Mm-hmm.
Your boy, now you're mocking me because of my boy. We made fun of each other. That was school, that was 1 year.
He didn't make fun of you.
Again,
She shouldn't say we made fun. She said kids, because if he
Right.
didn't make fun of you, don't say we made fun of each other.
Exactly.
Unless he was involved in the busting part too.
No, she would have said it. She said, well, look, you used to talk about me, about my skin color or whatever like that. Then he ain't make fun of her. He barely 12 years old. That guy was had to be going on auditions and
well, they said
was
he
on
carried his
shows.
little portfolio around with him or something with his pictures and stuff, trying to model or something.
Yeah, we'll get into that. So he was probably barely in school like that. So he probably much even talked to this girl, a lady. I don't know what you want to call her.
Never bullied him. That just sounds so outrageous to me. Like me bullying Michael B. Jordan his whole life. Wouldn't we have heard about this before this? Yeah, I do feel like
he didn't say that. So what the hell are you talking about? See, that's what I'm saying. Giving these people a voice.
Everything.
Never give anybody no voice
it gave
like
the
this.
Will Smith thing, where it's like, he's heard numerous people probably call him this before, because this is not something
you called him that before, man.
Exactly. If he remember you from school calling him corny, then that means you was in school calling him corny.
Right.
We haven't heard, right? I just never said it. I've defended him numerous times just because of the fact that I did have a rapport with him. And I never said we were best friends.
Rapport, but you weren't best friends. Y'all barely talk. Y'all like seen each other in
friends.
past.
I never said, we were cool, and that was just that. So when I was even asked to do the carpet, I did it because I'm like, oh, this is a big moment for him. And I thought it would be dope, just the fact that, I did know him when he was young.
You did it for the check.
And it just went totally left. I didn't expect it to go like that. And some people did try to spin the sexiest man comment. And that was weird to me, because if you do your homework, he was named the sexiest man in the world by, who does that? Is that People magazine.
Guys don't do that. That's girl stuff when they start talking like that.
Right.
Why would you bring that up with them two dudes?
Exactly. Who's the sexiest? Oh man, I think Jonathan is the sexiest because look at his biceps. Who talks like that?
People magazine does it, and then Jonathan Majors recently did an interview where he spoke on, they asked him about him possibly being the sexiest man. So when I asked that was an all-in-fun question, literally trying to turn a bad situation.
It was a shitty question, ma'am.
Turn a bad situation. It wasn't no bad situation. Even though he said what he said, y'all moved on. He didn't dwell on it. He didn't say it in a smart way.
Right.
Y'all laughed about it and moved on. So why you made it bigger than what it was?
Situation into something good. And then that's when I was like, let's settle this once and for all. Who is the sexiest man between you two? They're both nice looking guys, but no, thank you. That wasn't my goal, to go to Creed 3 premiere and walk away. Cause
I bet you if he tried to talk to you, I think she's married. But I see a ring on her finger during this interview, but nowadays you never know. But I bet you if Michael B. Jordan tried to talk to you, then you trying to tell me you wouldn't get with him? Knock it off.
Michael B was on General Hospital and stuff like that. So
she trying to say she ain't really interested in him like that.
Was not our demo. So I left from there and went to Columbia High. And when I went to
he was on General Hospital back in the day also.
Columbia High, that's where SZA, Rotimi, and everybody. And shout out to SZA because she did an incredible performance last night in DC. And I did go to the concert. I did go to the meet and greet backstage. She went to school with
all these famous people, and she ain't make it, huh?
She on the radio.
She ain't nobody though. Not like the people she's talking about.
Because they wanted me to go back and talk to her. And it was so funny because the first thing she said to me was, oh my, I thought we went to high school together. Michael B. Jordan was in our high school. And I'm like, no, I went to like 6 different high schools. I was an interesting one back then.
Bad kid.
Yeah, why else would you need to go to 6 different high schools? Only 4 grades in high school.
Doing this thing out here, I don't have no ill feelings, but it's crazy to me when people are like, well, even when they listen to the audio, it's like, well, you didn't defend him when you.
Well, that ring is on her right. That ring on her right hand. That ring is on her right hand, so I'm assuming she's not. Or unless they do that,
She was on one of those shows before. Love and Hip Hop or something like that.
Uh-huh.
That's where I remember her from.
Okay. Well, unless they doing that, that image flip, but the ring is on her right hand, as is looking at her. So I guess she's not married. So if Michael B. Jordan tried to talk to her, she trying to tell me, she trying to say like she wasn't interested in him like that. Please, hey, well, how about after this we go to one of these Atlanta restaurants as you talking about, and let's talk back talk about old times. Her ass would be that, and that mane she got on top of her head will be right there with him.
Why she wear those big glasses like that?
For coolness.
Yeah, okay. Like Run DMC John.
I'm like, and he's not defending me right now when everybody's calling me a bully because he knows I'm not.
Because he don't give a shit. Don't you get it?
So now she want him to defend her?
Right. See, that's what I'm saying.
He doing right though. He ain't paying it no mind.
That's what I'm saying about giving these people voices. Like, you don't give people like that a voice to speak.
You just said she's on the radio. So she's on the radio and she went to school with you. She can keep bringing it up over and over. And she can paint the pictures y'all being the best of friends in school and then y'all dated in school. If you don't say...
That's fine. That's fine. Yes, it is fine. Do you think he would care? In school. Okay, nowadays, do you really think he would really care?
No, but he probably remember.
Okay, so he wouldn't care, so she can talk about him all day long.
Until they in person, and then he gonna check her.
No, I'd be like, yeah, all right, what's up, Brick City? Shout out to Brick City. Shout out to Chad Science. What's going on? I'm from whatever blankety blank street. Because majority of people probably wouldn't know he was from Newark. Well, here's, as Philip talked about, here's the 2021 podcast with L'Oreal and the other lady. I don't know who the other lady name is. And they're talking about the girl said that she was that Michael B. Jordan was corny, and L'Oreal didn't stop her. She just went on with her story. Here's the report. Here's the video.
You know what I really think deep down inside?
It's audio since it's a podcast.
That Michael B. Jordan is just like a nice, corny guy. And I don't mean that as a slight, right? I mean, we all...
What's your definition of corny, ma'am? Is it like...
What is he talking about?
Yeah, but is it like he don't look like the type that'll slap you on your face or something? What makes this adult male corny? I'm confused. Like, oh, he speaks proper and he hasn't had any felonies. I guess that's what that is.
Because he's not a bad boy.
All know that the nice, corny guys treat you the best.
You know, it's so crazy. I went to school with Michael B. Jordan at a point in life, and we went to Chad Science together in Newark. And to be honest with you, we teased him all the damn time because his name was Michael Jordan.
Oh, hilarious. I just can't stop laughing that this guy's name is Michael Jordan.
We teased him all the time.
Right.
After a while, how many jokes can you say about the damn name? It was more than that.
Right. I don't know if you remember, but there was somebody in our school named Michael Jordan. But, I mean, they used to say, yeah, Jordan, what's up, Jordan? I mean, nobody really made fun of the guy because his name was Michael Jordan. I don't see what's so funny about it. My name was Leroy. The hell I want to sit around and make fun of people named Michael Jordan. Yeah, we had somebody named Michael Jordan in school, but nobody laughed at him. His name Michael Jordan.
I feel like that was somebody my brother knew. I think Chick knew somebody in school back in the day named Michael Jordan.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, nobody said like, they'd be like, yo, what's up, go ahead, Jordan, and all that stuff. They ain't never, and this was Michael Jordan in his prime. So nobody really made fun of that guy. I don't see what's so funny about it.
The only way they will bust, and it'd be small stuff, if he's playing ball and he's thinking up the joint. Then you can say, oh, nigga, you ain't no Michael Jordan.
Right.
Let's start there. And he was no Michael Jordan. And then he also would come to school with headshots. And back then, that was like in the hood. We lived in...
That was corny in the hood. She stopped herself from saying it.
She paused herself.
Yeah, she stopped herself from saying it.
Newark.
Yeah.
Like that's the hood. You know what I mean? So we would make fun of him, like, what you gonna do with your little stupid headshots? Like, and now look at it.
She said it was only the name. Now she busting on the headshot. She was fucking with him.
Right. Hey, look, he found something he was interested in the headshots, and I'm pretty sure after school was over, he probably was going to auditions and all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So he probably had to have all that shit with him.
Yep.
That
That's
looks
like
like,
Phantom money.
well, yeah, I didn't exactly.
He gives me cookie cutter. And the only time I hung out with Michael B was like in LA.
I'm like, what does cookie cutter mean? Like he don't look like the type that'll punch you in the mouth if you got out of line. I don't get it.
Like at
Right.
Terrence J's house, and he's always just very like, he's just cool. I think
He's too rich to have to be hood now. Like you
Right.
just be,
He
boy,
didn't
if
have
you
to
don't
be
take
hood
your
back in the
millions
day, and that's why he made it.
Mm-hmm.
and
I think-
go to Hermes and get some stock. I miss
Thinking
my,
about it, boy,
I
you
miss
could have
it.
been.
I could have been in the aquarium swimming with the fishes, but
with
you
your
know,
Hermes stock.
No, you couldn't. But that's more.
Or whatever.
and,
No, you
yeah.
couldn't.
Instead, I'm swimming in Mexico by myself.
If I would have treated him nice, I could have been right there at the Creek premiere over the over the bike rack. So, and we'd have been together instead of now. Look at me, I'm interviewing him. No, you wouldn't have, ma'am.
Yeah, but anyway,
Yeah.
All right. Any more to this or?
No, just that they started talking about how Joe Button Tahiri did interview talking about how Joe Button used to kick her ass and all that.
Right.
You got a nerd to call somebody corny.
Mm-hmm. Well, no. Joe Button is cool because if you get with him, there's the hint that if you get out of line, he would punch you right back in line.
Kicked her down the step, broke her nose. He fucked her up.
Right.
And now you want to call somebody corny?
Yeah, because if you get with Joe Buttons, I tell you, it's the hint of if you get out of line, he'll put you right back in line by throwing your ass down the steps, as you just said. So Michael B. Jordan don't give you that. Go out, so he's corny. All right, now we gonna talk about former Laverne, Tennessee police officer Maegan Hall speaks about her sex scandal and working in a toxic workplace. These black men, they just took advantage of this sweet white woman, the sweet precious white woman.
It's Hispanics and it's whites in the mix.
Oh, it's like one white, one Hispanic, and like 5 brothers. Because I think it was 7 of them.
It's more than one white. It's like 3 white guys that didn't even get fired.
And the brother was the head, so he took advantage of this sweet virginess white woman. How dare you? Here's the report.
Shocking findings of sexual misconduct rocked the Laverne Police Department. 5 officers and the police chief all fired.
One of those officers, Maegan Hall, became the face of the scandal and the target of nationwide ridicule, and she's now filed a federal lawsuit.
Tonight, in an exclusive interview with our Nick Barris, Hall describes a toxic workplace behind closed doors and how sexual misconduct spiraled out of control.
Maegan Hall was 24 years old when she was hired as an officer here at the Laverne Police Department 2 years ago. Her plan was to have a career in law enforcement. She now knows that dream is likely over.
I remember.
I bet it is. But there's always OnlyFans.
Oh, she'll have one. Give her a year or two.
Interviewing for the position at Laverne Police Department, they described the environment as a family.
It is a family. They all shared in it, right? Ain't that what family do?
However, while I was aspiring to protect my community, the Laverne Police Department was not protecting me.
By now, most of the country knows.
Look at that. Okay, there's one guy that's Hispanic and there's 3 brothers right here.
Yeah.
Preyed on that white woman.
Huh?
Preyed on that white woman.
No, it was another white guy that got fired with a dog, and then it was 3 white guys that didn't get fired that got suspended. Ain't nobody preying on nothing. She's fucking dirty.
All she did is just want to go to work and go home. She's a virgin.
Drop it like it's hot every chance she got.
She's a virgin.
Yeah, right.
Happened. Hall, 4 other officers, and the police chief were fired last month. This after 2 separate investigations found that Hall engaged in sexual activity and or shared intimate photos and videos with several male officers. The chief and 2...
Okay, did they force her to send them videos?
She's full of crap. She's a grown-ass woman. She knew what she was doing was right or wrong. She was married. First, she said her and her husband had an open relationship. Husband come out saying, "What? Hey, this is the first I'm hearing about this open relationship shit."
Two sergeants were among those implicated. Now Hall and her attorney, Wesley Clark, are suing those 3 supervisors and the city in federal court for civil rights violations.
Maegan wasn't looked at like a rookie cop to be trained and promoted. She was looked at as a piece of meat to be sexualized and exploited.
Since the story broke, Hall, the lone female officer fired and only woman on the second shift, became a target nationwide for sexual jokes and taunting.
I received harassing and threatening messages on my phone daily. I felt like I'd been terrorized.
Ain't nobody threatening her.
And yes, now she is suing. No criminal charges have been filed in the case. Hall knows there are those who will say she was a consenting adult who willingly participated in sexual antics in violation of police department policy, and that now she wants to blame others, including one sergeant who targeted her early on.
I know what most people are saying. You know, you could have said no. I get it. But my response...
Like Philip said, ladies and gentlemen, she's doing this interview, but she's reading from a script. So the things that's coming out of her mouth, she's reading it.
To them is that I did say no, and he wouldn't take it for an answer.
See,
so that means you got raped then, huh? So where's the criminal charges?
See what I told you. They took advantage
she's full
of
of shit.
Eventually, I gave in.
Oh,
pressure.
So it's not. You gave in the pressure. They kept them black brothers just kept asking for her body, and she kept saying no so numerous times that she just said, "Oh, well, hell with it."
She went to one of the cops' house with the jacuzzi, and they had the threesome with the wife and him. So what was that about?
Not as easy to say she could have just said no.
She did say no on several occasions. Miss Hall tried to get out of
you, lawyer boy.
This relationship.
The money's in it.
Get down.
The money's in the back end. No, he ain't thinking about it. She ain't thinking about her body. He want that check.
He needs some insurance up front.
And she was not allowed to.
Hall concedes she participated under duress. She's not saying she was raped, but adds that the salacious details made public of sex on the job put her alone center stage and do not tell the whole story.
They isolated me, they shunned me, they accused me, and they blamed me for becoming a victim.
Hall suffered from depression to the point of considering suicide, and at one point was hospitalized. She felt trapped.
My supervisors worked together.
Okay, now, here's someone that's saying that she has a mental condition, and she was still allowed to be on the police force?
Because she don't have a mental condition. She's full of shit.
So she's depressed and all that stuff, and she's walking around with a service revolver.
Mm-hmm.
To take advantage of my vulnerabilities and my mental health.
She was having the time of her life like she was in college.
And they used it for their gain and sexual pleasure.
And that included the...
Okay, so she's saying that she has mental problems, and the brothers took advantage of her. They took advantage of her. But yet you still on the force with a service revolver, but you having depression and all that stuff. I mean, if a cop, if she was hospitalized of depression and all that stuff, the first thing I'm gonna do if I'm a chief, I'm gonna say, well, look, I give you well, I don't know if you can just have a leave of absence, or would it have to be paid leave of absence? And probably like a union thing. But you don't need to be on a force with a revolver on your side, on your hip, and you having these mental problems and been hospitalized. That doesn't make any sense.
She probably wasn't hospitalized for depression. She's just saying that shit.
The police chief, Chip Davis. The independent investigation found he was aware of what was going on and even received intimate photos and videos of Hall.
Who do you even turn to?
So Chip never got a piece. He only just seen pictures and didn't do anything about it. There, brother Chip said, I'm getting all this trouble. I might as well should have got some.
When the chief of police is sexually harassing you, how could I get judged?
Wait. First she said, shit. Okay, yeah. First it was he knew about it, but he didn't say anything, and he got the pictures and all that stuff. Now he's sexually harassing her. So which one is it?
She's making up shit. get her case. This shit gonna get thrown out as soon as they hear it.
Justice when the entire system, including the chief, not only condoned such behavior, but participated in it. I was lost, and
So did he get a piece or he didn't?
No, he didn't. She's making up shit. They already said he didn't get involved. He heard about it and he received pictures. Somebody could easily be like, "Hey, chief, such and such sending out pictures. Really, let me see." And they sent them to him. It could have been something like that.
Mm-hmm.
I had no one to turn to, and I had nowhere to go.
Now, she just said that she works the late shift.
Late shift with she's the only female, so you know another female got wind of that shit and put that shit out there.
So this police chief probably really didn't even really know her like that.
That's what I'm saying, because they don't work on the late shift.
Right.
Hall now realizes her career in law enforcement is likely over, and she knows those ugly memes on social media will remain forever. Her reputation sullied.
I ain't seen none of them. I got to go look for some, I guess. Probably funny as shit.
Right. It probably went like what you said. Like that police chief didn't really know her like that. I mean, he probably knew her, but he didn't like know her, really talk to her because she worked the late shift.
Yeah,
when she coming in, he leaving.
Yep.
So they probably was like, "Yo, such and such Officer Hall doing all this stuff," and she been sending all this video. He was like, "What? Man, send me one of them pictures." Not to get off, because he's trying to make it seem like he got those pictures to like get off on it or something. He probably just took a picture. He probably got those pictures of video just to see what they were talking about.
Right.
Because I don't think he even knew her like that. Then again, it is a small town. I don't know. But I'm thinking like if he the police chief, when she coming in, he leaving.
Yeah. That's where he fucked up. Once the word got out and he saw the pictures, he should have did something about it.
But didn't they say before that he told them to stop?
I don't know. I ain't really been paying close attention to this crazy ass story.
I have to endure this type of abuse. What happened to me during my employment at Laverne's police department, it should never happen to anyone.
Hall now hopes to put what happened to her here at the Laverne PD behind her. She is married and says she has a strong family support system and says that it was her faith that helped carry her through the turmoil. Nick Barris, News Channel 5.
Made you drop them drawers. What are you talking about?
Nick, thank you. Hall's federal lawsuit names 2 supervising sergeants, the police chief, and the city of Laverne. The city has not responded.
And they probably will pay her to just make her go away.
Yeah, just to make her go away. Because it seemed like it was all her fault. It don't make any sense to me, but they'll probably settle. So here we go. We got 36-year-old Tiffany Michelle Miles of Washington, D.C. calls the American Airlines flight from Jacksonville to D.C. to divert and make an emergency landing in North Carolina after she tried to breach the cockpit, claiming she paid for first class and wasn't being served her drink quickly enough. I hate to laugh through this, but
you should be banned for life from flying on any flights.
Right. Here's the first video where they're talking about the first report. I'm sorry, where they're talking about the incident.
Is currently loose in the cabin, and he has tried to breach the cockpit.
An American Airlines flight headed from Jacksonville, Florida to Washington, D.C. had to make an unscheduled stop in Raleigh after authorities say a disruptive passenger tried to get into the cockpit.
Hold on, Roy.
That flight diversion.
Now that message that we just saw said he. And
yeah,
everything else is saying she.
They'll get to it. They'll get to that. Why they said he first.
Okay.
Brought everything to a halt at RDU.
And the report said Charlotte. Did I read Charlotte? And this here says Raleigh. That's 2 different places, so I don't know which one's right or not.
CBS 17's Dick Sturdivant explains what happened today and how the incident affected air travel.
Wednesday afternoon inside Terminal 2 at RDU, things seemed normal.
Subject was diverted. It was supposed to be a Jacksonville flight. It was diverted to Charlotte. Now it was diverted to RDU.
But that wasn't the case all day when people boarded a flight in Jacksonville, Florida, headed to D.C. They had no idea they would have to make an unexpected stop in Raleigh.
Subject is currently loose in the cabin, and he has tried to breach the cockpit.
At 3:41 Wednesday afternoon, a disruptive passenger tried to get into the cockpit of the plane. The FAA issued a ground stop.
He's being somewhat restrained by the flight crew and other passengers. As soon as that lands, we need to get in the plane and restrain this guy.
We later learned the unruly passenger is a woman. Once the plane was on the ground, law enforcement took her into custody.
We advise it's going to be one black female subject in custody. Statement forms have been passed out. The aircraft personnel, it appears that no injuries have been reported.
Situations calm down as of now.
The FBI will work with the U.S. Attorney's Office to figure out what, if any, charges the passenger will face.
And that was Nick Sturdivant reporting. According to FlightAware, that flight to D.C. was canceled and renamed before leaving again this evening.
All right, now here's our lady here, Tiffany Michelle Miles. Here's her response to this, and she actually filmed this while this was all going on. Here's the report.
Gotta see that this is what they're doing to me. Tiffany Miles went from a
Sweet lady. She looks kind of got a familiar face too.
Mm-hmm. First class.
She kind of looks like what's the cheesecake show? Puffy and the Cheesecake. Making a band.
Oh yeah, kind of do.
C to jail.
Don't they look like two different pictures? Like what the hell's going on there?
After a midair meltdown.
Nobody has showed me a badge. No one.
That's the first time she got arrested like 2 years ago or something when she was fat. That ain't the same face right there.
No.
Clear exactly what happened leading up to this cell phone video, but it shows the crew restraining her on board this DC-bound flight that diverted to RDU. American Airlines citing security concerns.
Subject is currently loose in the cabin, and he has tried to breach the cockpit.
The 36-year-old teacher's assistant from D.C. says she tried ordering a cocktail 2 times, but was told there was no drink service.
Like I said, no, but I would like to take that Jack on the rocks. She said, oh, we're not serving alcohol. I said, why not? I'm already having high anxiety at this moment because we're almost an hour late, and my shot that I took was wearing off, and we're about to fly.
So she has to get high to drunk
yes, to relax.
Well, first of all, a flight to Jacksonville to DC is not even that long of a trip. It's got to be like what, maybe 2 hours, maybe.
I don't know.
After exchanging words with a flight attendant, she got up to use the bathroom, walking in the same direction as the cockpit. The flight crew held her back. There was a minor scuffle, and she returned to her seat. But 5 minutes later...
That's bullshit there, too, the way she describing it. You was raising hell about that another drink, and you had got up and act like you wanted to walk over there, and they grabbed you. Look, this is 2023. You can't be like talking all that stuff and trying to walk to the cockpit. We don't know what you want to do.
She says the crew returned with zip ties.
I told them I already have anxiety. That's already put on the books.
They put on the zip ties, and I'm like, what is all this for? You guys are treating me like I did something to you, but I was the one getting attacked by you. And now I feel threatened, and now I feel like my life is in danger. Yeah, I started freaking out because so many...
So her life was in danger on a plane. Where everybody's around seeing this, and you see nobody got up and say, hey, look, that lady, you're wrong for doing this. Everybody just sat there and looked at her.
Yeah, she was tripping.
People started getting up on me.
The question that I asked was if I can get my drink. I have not threatened anyone.
After landing at RDU, officers boarded the plane.
With guns out, marching, there was at least 6 of them.
American Airlines says, quote, safety and security are our top priorities, and we thank our customers for their cooperation and our team members for their professionalism in managing a difficult situation. Miles wants an apology and wants the flight attendants to be retrained.
I'm allowed to get upset. Getting angry is not against the law.
On a plane it is. Shit. Now, I don't want to hear something like that, going through all that stuff with you hooting and howling, act like you was trying to go to the cockpit.
And see, I don't think planes should get diverted and all this shit and canceled and all this shit and delayed. When somebody acting a fool like that, bust them upside their head, tie them to their chair, go on to your destination.
Damn, you cold, man. You want to like whoop their ass. And then
I ain't say whoop their ass, bust them upside their head.
Bust them up inside their head with what?
whatever you got. Fucking take them to their chair and get to your destination. And when you get there, the cops should be ready to come in there and take them away.
Mm-hmm.
So now I got to go the wrong airport and get delayed because this one fool acting up because she probably already drunk.
Or well, you can complain and get your flight at least half off or maybe all of it off.
Yeah, but not if you got somewhere to be. It might be your daughter's wedding or something. Now you gonna miss the damn thing because of this.
And Miles is facing a misdemeanor charge of airport obstruction. She is due back in Wake County District Court in late March. Deborah, tonight Miles is back home in Washington, D.C., just getting home in the last 20 minutes or so after a long day on a Greyhound bus.
Joe Fisher, live at RDU. Thank you, Joe.
And
So
they need one strike when it comes to flights, and they should be all in cahoots. So if you fuck around on an airplane, you get that one strike, you can't fly no flights.
Forever?
Yes, forever.
But that was a misdemeanor.
Yeah, and there ain't no misdemeanor, nothing. You act on a flight, you should be banned for life. And I bet you people stop doing that shit.
Well, Philip, last night was UFC 285 in Las Vegas. Now, John Jones made easy work to win the UFC heavyweight championship. I think it was 2 minutes and 4 seconds in the first round. So, Philip, you said your argument when it comes to greatest of all time that there's only reserved for heavyweights, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so John Jones, he never lost the light heavyweight championship. The only person that whooped his ass is cocaine, and then he punched the cop car.
Mm-hmm.
So cocaine and the cop car is the only two things that whooped his ass. First of all, he was a young mixed martial arts champion. There's no young mixed martial arts champion and a major organization like that, because it's very difficult to be young and being a champion that way. So I think he was 23, 24 champion. So he never lost the champion. I think his reign was like, I want to say it was 1,500 days as champion. That's before, he got it taken away and all that stuff. He won an intern back and everything. So technically he never lost the belt. Well, he lost the belt. They made an intern champion when he was off for these 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
So he never lost. He came in and he came back after a three year absence and won the world heavyweight championship in 2 minutes and 4 seconds. Now, Philip, is John Jones one of the greatest fighters? Now, fighters, I'm talking about mixed martial arts, I'm talking about boxing, I'm talking about kickboxing, Muay Thai, shoot boxing, whatever you want to call fighting. Karate. Is he one of the greatest fighters of all time?
Yes.
Oh, great. You finally give him props. All right. I see.
And it's funny because I had let me just go back a little bit. I had the fight on. I'm like, I'm not gonna miss the fight. And we laying in the bed. Shit, like you always say that as soon as the main event come on, you go to sleep. I said, no, this is a big one tonight. I need to see Jones get in here and do something because he ain't fighting in 3 years. I'm breaking it all down to her. I watched every fight. I watched him walk to the ring and I passed out. I jump up and shit and it's over. I'm like, what the fuck happened? You know what I mean?
Yeah, okay. So
I didn't see it. I mean, I looked at I saw it this morning on the internet or whatever.
All right. So thank you, sir, for saying that John Jones is one of the greatest fighters of all time.
Well, if you would have asked me that before he became heavyweight, I would have said yeah too.
No, you said no. They only revert to heavyweights.
We were talking about to be the best in the sport. And then I said to be the best, you have to be a heavyweight. I don't want to hear no lightweights and flyweights talking about they the best in that fighting sport. So that's the difference, Ben. Now you're saying greatest fighter across the board as one of the greatest fighters, not the greatest.
No, I ain't calling him the greatest. I said one of the greatest.
Right. So that wasn't our conversation we had before. Before we were talking about is he the greatest UFC fighter? And I said
he was
no,
already
was
not
the
greatest. No, he always was the greatest UFC fighter.
Not to me. He wasn't the greatest because he wasn't a heavyweight. To me, when you talk about fighting, it got to be the best. And you can't be lighter than a heavyweight because heavyweights are the top of the line. Those guys, they come to fight. They fucking beat the shit out of each other. Just like I was saying about how Roy Jones couldn't be the greatest. Because let's say Roy Jones fought, I don't know the hardest hitting heavyweight, Mike Tyson. They both in their prime. Who will win? You know what I mean? And and it's probably like a landslide, people gonna say Mike Tyson because he's gonna punch you one time and he probably have a fucking brain damage. But what you gonna say? No, that's what I was gonna say. So when it come to fighting, to me, the heavyweight is the highest it get. So to me, a lot of these heavyweights now, of course, you can grab a bum ass heavyweight, and Floyd might have his way with him, but we ain't talking about that. We talking about the best. When you talk about the best, and if the heavyweights are the best, then you have to take your GOAT from the best.
So Roy Jones won a major world heavyweight champion, and you still not going to put that to his account?
No, I give him credit for that, for moving up the heavyweight and winning the heavyweight title. I wasn't a big fan of Roy Jones, but he still was one of the best, boxers in our prime, growing up.
Yeah.
I just wasn't a fan of his.
Mm-hmm. So thank you, sir, for saying that, John Jones. And I'm mad at my girl lost yesterday also. But she wasn't fazed because she'll probably win in the rematch. She'll probably win in that rematch.
She had her number tonight.
Yeah.
Well, last night.
And do you see how when she released the choke, and you see how white her neck and neck was? Yeah, that's my girl there.
And I also like the other fight with the brother and the Asian dude. They was tearing each other ass up.
He's not Asian. He's like Russian. I know who you're talking about. No. You talking about the prelims, right? Yeah, that was a preliminary fight. That was a preliminary fight you talking about. I thought you was talking about. Yeah, that was around.
No, I'm talking about the Asian dude that got the Russian name, the tall dude.
Oh, okay, yeah, he's not Asian. You know how like
going on with him.
Yeah, you know how some of those Russians look like they have that
he's just
Asian
Asian,
look.
but he's Russian. just like you have South Americans and what is it? They Africans, but they white. They're still white. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Dale, what about your boy John Morant? Now, John Morant having all this trouble. He punched the kid. Well, did they like roll on the young man?
No, just him. And they say he punched him 12 to 20 times in the face.
Right. Oh, he asked the dude, should he do it? And the guy said, yeah, go ahead. So they just sat and watch him beat the kid like a damn mafia boss or something.
Yep.
Then he went in the house and he came out the house with a gun, and his father stopped him. I don't know, what was he going to do with a gun? Was he going to shoot the kid?
Like, you already beat his ass. What are you doing? Like, something wrong with him. And a couple months ago when he said, I'm going to let him live. We're going to let him live, talking about Shannon Sharp. I thought, like, who do you think he is to talk about let somebody live?
Right.
Do you remember that?
Yeah, that pissed Shannon Sharp off too. That's why he always go hard on him.
Right, and he's a young dude with 23.
Yes.
Just signed like a $200 million contract, got endorsements, and he throwing it away. And we've seen this happen so many times with our young bulls. Yeah.
And Jalen Rose said that he said that because he was young and all this stuff, and he got in trouble. Remember, he was in the house when they raided the crack house. He was at the crack house with his boys, and they raided it. So he tried to say, that's what happens when you're young. But I can understand that. But those days are not these days. These days, first of all these young people, they show themselves on camera all the time. Mm-hmm. He's on camera and got a gun in his hand. First of all, okay, there's nothing wrong with him having a legal gun. That's number one. But why does he need a gun when he can hire security? They'll carry the gun.
Right.
If he go ahead.
He can keep the gun at his crib. He can go to the range and shoot his guns, but he don't need to have a gun in the club. He ain't learned nothing from Plexico.
Right. There's no need for him to walk around with a gun when you got a $200 million contract, and you could just hire security, and then you could write that off as a tax expense.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's an idiot.
And go ahead.
I was gonna say, I don't like nothing hardly what Stephen A. Smith said, because he always just be a jackass and don't say nothing smart. But he is right. He got a dad in his life. Usually when they got dads in their life, they don't act like that. But his dad is not being his dad. His dad is being one of his friends, one of his fucking roadies. Mm-hmm. That's the problem. Right.
And now, so was that true that they don't know if it was a gun, but they flashed one of them lasers on Indiana Pacers? Was it the personnel or was it the players?
I think they said it was the player.
Oh, okay. So is there any truth to that, or?
I think it is because they showed up this morning. I was looking at the thing and they said he had like 5 incidents, and that was one of them. So they wouldn't say that if it wasn't true. You know what I mean?
Right.
He also had the security at the mall that he was trying to beat up or something.
Yeah, I heard about that one.
This guy, man.
He just like walking around like he like some type of mob boss or something.
Right.
And well, first of all, number one, stop with this playing pickup basketball with these kids and stuff like that. I understand what you're doing, but no, you don't have these kids over your house playing pickup basketball, because one thing can happen and he'll sue your ass because you got money. He'll sue you and everything. This happened over his house. You know, you don't need none of that stuff now.
Mm-hmm.
Anything else you want to add before we get out of here?
Not really. I ain't got nothing.
Well, all right. You can reach the Judgmentals on Facebook, Twitter, and TikTok, and YouTube at PNL Judgementals, Instagram at the_judgmentals, or you can email us at pnljudgementals@gmail.com. So, all right, Phil.
All right, y'all.
Hold up, hold the phone. You think all I do is rap? I can do it on my own. That's why I produce the track. No wonder where my crew is at. They'll be back. Niggas see me walking on the block and look like, who is that? Who is that? People always wanna know where my friends is at. Like we attached. I don't need no crew to produce the same effect. How lame is that? Niggas say that we drawlin', but really we ballin'. They mad cause they fallin'.